Good morning. Welcome back. Welcome to a new edition of Richard Vaughan Live. Welcome to Inglés en TV. Here I am with you, and you're with me. You, me for you, and you for me, and T for two, and two for T. Yeah, es una canción. You, me for you, and you for me. Yo para ti, y tú para mí. T para dos, y dos para ti. Así es. You, me for you, and you for me, and T for two, and two for T. Okay. And me for you, and you for me. Ba ba la da 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 da. This one da da da. La da ba da. I don't know the rest of the words. Me for you, and you for me, and T for two, and two for T, and you, me for you, and you for me. Ba ba. Forever. Para siempre. Okay. So Li Tong, our good friend, remember from yesterday? He lives with his wife and daughter in a small apartment in Shanghai, China, the second biggest city in China, because I think Beijing is bigger now. Beijing is the largest city. I think Shanghai is number 2. But there are a lot of very big cities in China. Yes. A lot of big cities in China. And there's only one bedroom. It's a one-bedroom apartment. And Lee and his wife sleep in the bedroom, and their 8-year-old daughter, my 8-year-old daughter, no, I don't have an 8-year-old daughter, their 8-year-old daughter sleeps in the living room on a fold-out couch. Yes, a bed. All right. Lee's apartment is very small, etc., etc. I said that already. Now, Lee's factory. Lee works in a factory making fixed landline telephones. Teléfono fijo, decir línea terrestre. Land, tierra, la línea. Tierra, línea. Landline, telephone. Es el teléfono fijo. Que cada vez menos, pero hay que hacerlos. Somebody has to make them. And so Lee's factory makes landline telephones. And the factory is doing very well. Le va bien, la fábrica va bien. The factory is doing very well. The factory is going. Doing y going. Literalmente la fábrica está haciendo muy bien. Haciendo. Pero si dice, ¿qué tal estás? How are you doing? La forma formal es, how do you do? O sea, ¿cómo está usted? Mucho gusto. ¿Cómo está usted? Es encantado. How do you do? Eso es formal. De corbata. How do you do? How are you doing? Es ¿qué tal? How are you doing? We're doing okay. Vamos bien. Things are going okay. I'm going okay, no se puede decir. I'm doing okay es yo. Voy bien, va, está bien. I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you doing? I'm doing fine, thank you. How's the factory going? How's the factory doing? También. Factory's doing fine. So do puede traducirse por cómo va en este sentido. Yes, it says Lee's factory is doing very well and Lee's salary is increasing. But of course, Lee's salary is very modest. All right. He's a factory worker, but his salary is growing. His salary is increasing. Now he has at home, now he has a television, a telephone, and a washing machine. Toma. He has a televisor ya tiene. Televisor, si me apuras, sería television set, pero ya no hay pantallas de plasma y todo, it's different. But a television set, he has a television, a telephone, tiene teléfono en casa, ¿no? Yeah. A telephone and a washing machine. Una lavadora, máquina para lavar. A washing machine. Washing machine. Fijaos que la che de machine se pronuncia como SH. No che. Machine, no. Machine era Antonio Machín, el bailarín cubano. Machine. Machine. Y como Michigan, una máquina en Michigan, a machine in Michigan, no. A machine in Michigan, near Chicago. No es chi. Chicago. Chicago isn't in Michigan. Chicago's in Illinois. But Chicago is near Michigan, but not in Michigan. And there are a lot of machines in Chicago, and there are a lot of machines in Michigan. All right. Yes. Lo que aprenden conmigo, ¿eh? Okay, sí. All right. No paran de aprender. You just never stop learning. I hope you pay attention and assimilate what I tell you. All right. So now his salary is increasing, and now Lee has a television, a telephone, and a washing machine at home. His wife wants to work. Yes. And she's looking for a job. Okay. So his wife is a mother and housewife. She doesn't work, but she wants to work, and she's looking for a job. All right. His daughter goes to a public school every day near their house. His daughter goes to a public school, a una escuela pública, claro, colegio, every day near their house. Near my house? No. Near her house? No. Near their house. So his daughter goes to a public school every day near their house. All right. Her grandfather, anda, el abuelito entra. Her grandfather takes her. Her grandfather comes to the house at 8:30 every morning and takes her to school. Come on, let's go. He takes her home again. Just a second. Hay una rata aquí. If you have this book, page 28, in the middle, a little bit past the middle, él la lleva a casa otra vez a la 1 para comer, para el almuerzo. At 1 o'clock, y pone el número 1, el símbolo del 1. Está mal. Habría que poner la palabra one, okay. At 1 o'clock for lunch. And takes her back to school at 2. Her last class ends at 5. And her grandfather takes her home again. My God. Yeah. So, here's Lee's apartment. And here's the school. And the grandfather lives here. Now, the grandfather goes here between 8:15 and 8:30. He picks up the daughter and takes her to school. All right. In the morning. Then he goes back home. At 1:45, he walks back to the school, picks up the daughter, and takes her home for lunch. He has lunch with the daughter and his daughter, with his granddaughter and his daughter, porque es el abuelo materno, okay? And then at 2 o'clock, at 15 minutes to 2, he takes her back to school. And then he goes home. Then at 4:45, he goes back and picks her up and takes her home at the end of the school day. So he makes, how many trips does he make? The grandfather is very busy taking the daughter. All right. There are 2 million grandparents in Spain working for free. Este abuelo materno, he doesn't receive a salary for his work, but it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lunch, 6, 7, 8, 9, and he returns home after 10. He makes 10 trips. Each trip is 15 minutes. All right, 15 minutes. 10 trips. 10, that's 150 minutes. Okay, so which is 60, that's 2.5 hours. The grandfather is working for free. All right. Now, there are 2 million grandparents in Spain helping their children, of course, with the grandchildren for free, which is okay. I mean, great. 2 hours a day, 2 million, that's 4 million, 4 millones de horas, hombre, contribuido gratuitamente a la economía española. It's important to remember this when you study economics, especially macroeconomics, and you study the statistics. There are certain realities of the economic situation that you don't find in the statistics that have a strong impact on this. 2 million grandparents working in this country for free. Part-time, usually part-time, sometimes full-time. Sometimes the husband and the wife are working, and the child is 3 years old and is with the grandparents all day. So they're working 8 or 9 hours a day, taking care of the child, of course. But that's normal in family life. I'm not criticizing this, just the opposite. I think it's good. But I also think the mother is very good for the child. And I think that for me, the mother is better than the grandparents. Although the grandparents are very good as well. But in any case, Li Tong, the grandfather takes the girl. She's 8 years old. He takes her to school, takes her back home for lunch, takes her back to school, and then goes back and picks her up at the end of the day and takes her home. So the maternal grandfather is quite busy. All right. The grandfather has lunch with his granddaughter every day. Lee goes to work. Lee, the father, este señor de 36 años, this 36-year-old gentleman, he goes to work on a bike. Yes. If you go to Beijing or to Shanghai or to Shenyang or to Xiamen, there are a lot of people on bikes still. There's a lot of traffic, people in cars, but there are a lot of people on their bikes as well. Bicycles. Bicycles, bicycles. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride it where I like. That's Freddie Mercury and Queen. ¿Conoce la canción? The bicycles. Okay, so Lee goes to work every day by bicycle. By car, no, by bicycle. He leaves home at 5 o'clock in the morning. Toma. A las 5 de la madrugada sale de casa. It's dark outside. It takes him almost an hour to get to the factory. It takes him. How long does it take him to llegar a la fábrica, to go to the factory? También nos vale. How long does it take him to go to the factory? How long does it take him to get to the factory? It takes him almost an hour, nearly an hour, but not quite. Casi una hora, pero casi no, but not quite. It takes him almost an hour to get to the factory. He works there from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. From 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. 8 hours. The morning shift, el turno de mañana. The morning shift. All right. He gets back home at 3. All right. He takes some food to work every morning. His wife prepares the food the night before and puts it in Lee's shoulder bag. Su mochila. Sobre este hombro, no? So over his shoulder bag, knapsack or rucksack or his backpack, his shoulder bag. He takes his lunch. He doesn't have lunch in the He doesn't have lunch in the factory canteen or dining room. He has lunch at his workbench or work table. He has lunch. His wife prepares his lunch the night before because he leaves home at 5 o'clock in the morning. The wife is not going to get up at 5 o'clock and prepare his lunch. So she makes the lunch the night before and puts it in his shoulder bag, and he goes to work. All right. His wife prepares the food the night before and puts it in Lee's shoulder bag. He usually eats a chicken sandwich. Sándwich de pollo. Muy bien. Con mayonesa? I don't know. With mayonnaise? I don't know. But sometimes his wife doesn't have any chicken. Yeah. In these cases, ¿qué pasa en estos casos? In these cases, she prepares tofu. ¿Te gusta el tofu? No, a mí tampoco. A popular food made from soybeans. Hecho de soja. Fijaos que he dicho habas de soja. Soy como yo soy un hombre, soy un hombre sincero, ¿de dónde crece la palma? Soybeans. I think the British say soya, and they don't say beans, soya, but I'm not completely sure. I will need to ask my British friends. Do you say soybeans or soya? In America, soybeans, always. La soja que se cultiva y que se consume, soybeans. All right, soybean sauce, la salsa de soja. Soybean sauce. Soy sauce. Eso sí se dice soy sauce. Soy sauce. All right. So, when the wife doesn't have any chicken, she prepares some tofu. Poor Lee has tofu for lunch. All right. But tofu has a lot of protein. Proteínas. Protein. Fijaos la pronunciación. But soybeans have a lot of protein. Tofu. Lee lives relatively well. Lee lives, mucha L aquí. Lee vive. Lee lives relatively well in comparison with the majority of the people in Shanghai. Well, okay. Remember, I wrote this 27 years ago. Okay. En comparación con, in comparison to, or in comparison with or to? In comparison with the majority of the people in Shanghai. He's a member of the new middle class that is starting to appear in China. Nueva clase media. Right. Clase obrera, pero subiendo. Yeah, the working class, but a successful working class. In comparison with, in comparison to, curiosa forma. En español se dice en comparación con, en comparación. En inglés se dice en comparison, no tion, comparison, comparison. In French, comparaison. It's interesting. French and English are similar. Spanish is different. Strange, because French and Spanish are Latin languages and should be similar. But in this case, English and French are similar. Comparaison, comparison. In español, comparación, no comparison. All right, but in any case, so now, in comparison to, in comparison with, expresión socorrida. En comparación con hace 3 años, hoy, in comparison to, yo digo más in comparison to, creo que with. Doesn't matter. All right, so Li Tong is becoming part of the new growing middle class in China. Expressions, my friend. Expressions, sayings, page 177. 177, at the top. Not at the bottom, nor in the middle, but at the top. All right. On behalf of. De aquí dice de parte de alguien. Okay. Yes. De parte de MRD Incorporated, quisiera desearles a todos un feliz año nuevo. Okay. On behalf of. Yo suelo traducirlo en nombre de. En representación de. On behalf of. Behalf. Half como la mitad o media. Con B delante. B-E, B. No tiene nada que ver con las medias o las mitades, pero vamos, on behalf of. On behalf. On behalf of the president, sea en nombre, en representación del presidente, les gustaría dar la bienvenida. On behalf of the president, I would like to welcome you to this class. On behalf of Televisión Española, I would like to welcome you to Inglés en TV. On behalf of my friends in Spanish television, on behalf of... How much time, Marta? How much time do we have? Yeah, on behalf of. All right. On behalf of. Se usa mucho on behalf of. De parte de todos los socios, les deseamos lo mejor, papá. On behalf of all the partners, we wish you well in your new and exciting journey. En su nuevo y apasionante emprendimiento. Wow. No, okay, fine. Okay, the second one, page 177, the second expression, on cloud 9. En el séptimo cielo. Se dice aquí en el séptimo cielo. Se dice también en inglés. Es curioso. Estoy en la nube número 9. I'm on cloud 9. No dice un número. Estoy en la nube 9. I'm on. Se supone que puedes sentarte en una nube. I'm on cloud 9. Jauja. Estoy en el séptimo cielo. También en inglés, I'm in, aquí in, no on. I'm in the seventh heaven. The seventh heaven. Claro, es que Dante tenía diferentes. I've read Dante's Inferno. You see, Dante en la Divina Comedia, the Divine Comedy, Dante Alighieri had 3 parts to the Divine Comedy. Infierno, Purgatory, no sé cómo se llamaba, and heaven, of course. Now, I've read Inferno, but I haven't read the other 2. In Inferno, there are different layers, diferentes capas del infierno. And in the worst is Judas is in the worst. He's in the worst part of hell. But so I suppose if there are layers son capas. Layer. Yeah. The ozone layer, la capa de ozono. The ozone layer. So I suppose maybe in the Divine Comedy, in the heaven, there are layers as well. They have the 7th heaven, a lo mejor es el mejor cielo. The 7th heaven, where sentado en la nube número 9, you're sitting on cloud number 9 with a harp. Yes. That seems boring to me, Marta. To be sitting in on a cloud in heaven, playing a harp. I can imagine better things. I prefer to play solitaire or something. But in any case, on cloud 9, Marta dice Marta aquí. Marta estaba en el séptimo cielo después de ganar el gordo de la lotería, claro. Este año te va a tocar, ya verás. Marta was on cloud 9 after winning the lottery jackpot. Jack como Jack, el nombre de chico, jackpot. Es una olla de cocina, pot. Pero todo junto, jackpot, es el gordo. Jackpot, wow. After winning the lottery jackpot, él va a estar en el séptimo cielo cuando oiga las noticias. He's going to be on cloud 9 when he hears the news in the 7th heaven, on cloud 9. Okay, the next one, page 177, the third expression. On me, on the house. Se dice mucho esto. It's on me. Ya me pago yo. Yo pago yo. It's on me. Mira, hoy invito yo, ¿eh? Today it's on me. On me. La casa invita. It's on the house. It's on the house. Así se dice. It's on the house. It is. It's on the house. Drinks. On the house. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, It's a pleasure to have all of you here. My God, how many of you are there? ¿Cuántos estáis? How many of you are there? 200. Wow. Incredible. I'm impressed. Okay, everybody, drinks on the house. Well, it's very expensive for 200 people. Drinks on the house. Open bar. Barra abierta. Open bar. Everything's on me. Everything's on me. Eso yo pago. En este caso la casa paga. On the house. On me and on the house. One more. Oh my. Los británicos. Okay, on second thought. Yes. At the bottom of page 177. Pensándolo mejor. O pensándolo bien. Ya. Voy a coger un lápiz. Bueno, pensándolo bien, no. Un boli. On second thought. I'll come back tomorrow with this. This is very common in English, on second thought. See you tomorrow.